Welcome everyone to the new Forbidden Unlimited list for the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. This one's going in effect on September 17th, which is in 3 days from now. Let's see what it will bring us. On this first page here, the very bottom thing is new on Forbidden. Samsara Lotus, and I don't remember what it does. I'm going to look it up. I have an image in my mind of what it is, yeah. During your end phase, you control no spell and trap, control special summon this card from your graveyard, invisible attack position, this card no. I'm pretty sure that there's many years ago I heard about this long combo, endless combo that didn't really go anywhere with some other card. But, okay. Not really sure why. There's probably a combo with it that's good or something. So please tell me if you know why that's gone. Nightmare Goblin. Okay, the Nightmare. Nightmares have been hit. So let's go Nightmare Goblin. Might just be the only hit though. They are good cards, the Nightmares. Haven't really gotten to use them too much because I've done a bit more Yu-Gi-Oh than I did in the last half year, but definitely need to play more to know some of the top decks more. Don't know much about the Nightmares, but I do know they were used a lot also at Worlds. This one gives additional normal summons, can be used in any decks. Maybe it's there to stop certain combos or big plays with that. But it's forbidden immediately. That's really big. Okay. M-X-Saber Invoker. Okay. Also completely from nowhere. Like, I guess it makes sense. Invoker's been using quite a lot of different decks to help combos. It was also used in Medolce, and it could also be used in like Heroic Challenge or whatever. There were a lot of decks that could use M-X-Saber Invoker to help summon a monster, to help combos. So the hits, I guess, can work. I've heard about it recently again that people can use it, so I guess, sure. What else do we have? Spells. No new spells. Forbidden traps. No new ones either. So then we go to limited things that can come from forbidden, but also from semi-limited and unlimited. Which ones are going into limited and can only be used once for the upcoming format? A Assault Core. Okay. A limitation on one of the ABC cards. That was pretty sad. I remember ABC was once one of the best decks for a little while. These cards are definitely good. Also, ABC Assault Dragon. I think it's called Assault Dragon, something like that. I don't remember. Either the ABC Fusion. It is a good card. And these cards definitely help getting you towards it. So maybe just hitting Assault Core weakens that deck a little bit. Maybe that's the idea. Let's continue looking. Stratos! Konami, listen to us! Well, maybe not necessarily to me because I didn't necessarily want him back, but would seem really cool. Stratos has returned. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have an errata. I need to check to be sure. Or is Elemental Hero Stratos? Doesn't look like there's an errata. Nope. Stratos is back. Stratos is back. Stratos is back. Yeah. Morphing Jar is limited again. Okay. And then what else do we have? What else do we have? What else do we have? Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. Let's remind myself what that does. Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. Oh, that's their Link monster for Metal Foes. Or did Metal Foes always have links? I don't remember. Anyway, you can add the Pendulum monster reductor. Extra face up. Once between another person control, destroy it. And not pendulum. Oh no, yeah, they were Pendulum decks. I can see why this is useful in quite a lot of pendulum decks. So I guess it could make sense. I haven't used it at all. I can see what this might happen. Also, what I'm not noticing is all the things that were originally limited that might now be semi-limited or unlimited, because I don't know everything from the top of my head, so I don't check that. So Stratos, I would have been able to see, hey, there's no Element Zero Stratos here. It should have been in between Fiber Jar and Double Iris Magician. It's not, so I could have known, but I don't pay attention to that. That I don't remember most of the cards there anyway. So and seeing the surprise later is better. Let's see, Frame Lord Omega to limited. It's used in quite a lot of decks. I haven't really used it much, but I've seen it in quite a lot of deck lists if they can use level 8 synchros. So there is a use behind it, definitely. I didn't really like using it too much, but maybe I just haven't used enough decks that could make use of it to come into the situation where it's really helpful. Evil Swarm Excite on Night! Oh, he's done a few formats without that. Without its destruction effect. Once per chain. During your main phase of your opponent's battle phase, if your opponent has more total cards in their hand and field than you do, you can detach an Xyz material from this card and destroy all other cards in the field. Also, your opponent takes no further damage this turn. That can be a very useful card. So I can see in decks that can somewhat easily make the level rank 4 Xyz monsters. I could see Excite on that being added to the extra deck because that destruction effect can be very, very helpful. Okay. Oh, I see right here at the bottom, A Hero Lives goes to limited. Which I don't really mind too much. Because I didn't really like using the card too much anyway. Early game it could be really useful to help with the lockdown, send in Shadow Mist, maybe then into Dark Law. Or send in something else, set up a cool combo, but paying 4,000 life points is a bit much. I didn't like that. I just don't mind this because that just justification for not using it a lot because there's only one. It can only be one in the deck anyway. Card destruction. Does that have an errata, or is that just what? I think that was made forbidden during the Dragon Rule era a few years ago. What? What? Card destruction? There's gonna be some decks that can probably use this very well. It's only limited, which makes sense. I wanna maybe test it as limited, but ooh. Okay. Card destruction. Let's see what decks will use that. The graveyard setup things. Dragon Rulers definitely make use of it. Maybe some discard things. Dark Worlds will be happy with it, though they're not really top meta, but they'll be happy with it. What was the? Oh no, Book of Moon's already there. Slowly going through. We have Sky Striker Mecha Hornet drones. Mecha Hornet drones. If this is the card that I think it is, then it makes sense. The Sky Striker is token defense position, counter attribute of 3 more spells in your this affects results. I think that's the one I was thinking of. I don't know. I haven't used Sky Strikers myself, but I did hear about some of the effects of being really useful. This seems like the fact that this is quick play might be part of the reason why it's limited now. Get a 1500 attacker out. Can be nice, sure. But it's only if you don't have anything in your main monster zones. Maybe this isn't the Sky Striker that I was thinking of. Anyway, it's limited. Sky Strikers were definitely good, so it makes sense to get some kind of hit. Although always hitting the top thing is that the answer. But then again, otherwise you'd have to answer it with even stronger cards. Alright, let's continue with... Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, something that's also back, super polymerization. something that was forbidden shortly after the Shadows, I think. Which is... Was that early Arc 5 era? I think it was early, yeah, that was early Arc 5 era that this was made forbidden. And now super polymerization has returned. Only limited, but it has returned. So especially elemental hero decks, or just hero decks in general, will be happy with this card because they can just steal opponents' monsters. There'll be other decks that can use as well too, such as Shadol, or any other decks that have fusion monsters that require a specific type or attribute as one of its materials, because then it's easier to steal from your opponent. Gem Knights maybe as well. Let's see, do you have anything else? No more spells. No. Ooh, we have here Cosmo Dark Destroyer. Ooh, Cosmo. Okay, I remember using Cosmo for a little while. Cosmo Dark Destroyer. I don't really remember too well how the deck plays, but I definitely remember playing Cosmo and using Dark Destroyer quite a bit. So, I guess this might be a reason. Like, hey, I could just pick this back up and use Cosmo for a little bit. I was decently good with it, I'd say. We have Cold by the Grave, new in semi-limited. Cold by the Grave. Checking them out. Oh yeah, that's the anti-hand trap card. I think it makes sense that it isn't hit too hard because I don't feel this is too broken. I do feel that there's too many hand traps, like too many good hand traps, which means the deck has a lot of hand traps in their deck list. This is a nice counter to them. I kind of liked them at 3 to stop the hand, but then it's hand traps versus this, and then the hand traps aren't hit. I think it's okay that it's at least semi-limited, that they aren't hit too hard, but I did like this as a counter to hand traps and a few other things. But I just feel that there's too many hands. Like we used to have just like maybe Effect Veiler and something else, maybe like a Battle Fair and Swift Scarecrow, which weren't really used a lot. And now we have Ghost Ogre, like 3 others besides Ghost Ogre that are just good and useful, that are used quite often. So, yeah, I feel that there's too many useful hand traps like that. So I actually like this card being there. First I was like, why is this useful and why are people running it? But then it's mostly against hand traps. Just stop them. And we have limiter removal to semi-limited as well, so machine decks will be happy with that. Will help them get over certain monsters, do OTKs a bit more consistently. And then we have scapegoats to semi-limited, so yeah, any deck that uses link monsters can make use of it if they'd like, because that is 4 monsters that you can use. And then terraforming as well, helping you search for your field spell a little better. Then here, Apocryphal Towers is no longer on the list. Semi-limited before, no longer on the list. Was a big boss monster for Clifforts. It was put away because it just stopped you too well. But now with Pendulum's out and Clifforts being weakened, that's probably why it has returned. Then, Destiny Hero Disc Commander. I know why that one has returned, because I do believe that has had an errata, making it not as useful as it was. It was when this card was special summoned from the graveyard, draw 2 cards, and then you could just, through various means, send it to the graveyard multiple times and just draw a bunch of cards by continually getting it back. However, nowadays, it's not even mentioned on the wiki yet. I literally read the errata like 2 days ago. Either I'm pretty sure it's you can't use that effect the turn you send it to the graveyard, like the draw effect, and then then the draw effect is also a once per duel effect, which definitely has weakened this commander's use. So that's why it's now unlimited. For the rest, we have Burial from a Different Dimension. Okay, we also have Ring of Destruction. That seems to be the final card to Ring of Destruction for a bit more affect damage, but we remember that had an errata a while ago, so it isn't as useful as it was. But it's still a very nice trap card that you could put in your deck. Barrel as well, okay. Quite a few big moves. Tower's coming back, okay. This commander has the errata, that's why it's there. Some things that I'm like, okay. Cosmo Dark Destroyer coming back. I'm kind of happy Super Poly is back. I like that card. Skystriker Mecha makes sense. They got hit that. Nightmare Goblin, I guess makes sense because nightmares were used quite a lot. Samsara Lotus, I wonder why that one's forbidden. Probably in some kind of combo that I don't know about. M-X-Saber Invoker is a useful card. Has been used quite a lot. Stratos is back. Card Destruction is back, which I'm interested in. Morphing Jar will be useful in a deck that I wanted to build, but then like when it went forbidden, I was like, I'm not gonna use the deck. But Morphing Jar is back, might be useful for something. A Assault Core just as the only ABC card, or maybe it was useful in a different deck as well. Maybe like, is it useful in Cyber Dragons? I feel like it might be. Or is this did that just completely? I made that up. One Light Machines I want to control. I guess like they're light machine monsters, so maybe A Assault Core was using that. Or maybe not whatsoever, I'm just making that up. Anyway, that was the list. Excited Night back, Card Destruction. Quite a few big moves, I feel. I wonder how this will change the decks and how things are played, and how the cards that came back from Forbidden, such as Card Destruction, Super Poly, Stratos, will change the game. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.